Voice of Lebanon, Melbourne on 92.3 FM through Triple Z, Melbourne Ethnic Community Radio.
Voice of Lebanon, Melbourne on 92.3 FM.
George Saloom, a TV and film director. Holds a degree in film directing and an advanced business professional in TV and media management. George has a great achievements in arts, fashion, music shows, news, documentaries, live coverage, advertising, commercials, and live concerts, with more than 1,000 hours air broadcast. George is credited of many awards in creativity and Medal of Honor as Great Commander Knight of Humanitarian Service in Human Rights and Citizenship. George has international memberships as a film director in the World Media Association, EBU, European Broadcasting Union, ASBU, Arab States Broadcasting Union, Avid User Group, Syndicate of the Employees of Television in Lebanon, Syndicate of Actors of Theatre, Cinema and Radio. Welcome, George, to our morning show.
Good morning. Welcome to today's special edition of Voice for a Drug-Free World from Voice of Lebanon, Melbourne on 92.3 FM. I'm your host, James, and we have an incredible show lined up for you today. As you may know, today marks the International Day Against Drugs. 26th of June is a day dedicated to raising awareness about the devastating impact of drugs on individuals and communities worldwide. Joining us in the studio today is a remarkable individual who has been actively working towards creating a drug-free future for our youth for more than 25 years. Please warmly welcome our guest, Director George Saloom, the Media Director for JAD, Youth Against Drugs.
Thank you, James. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thanks for your audience, for your invitation to your breakfast show. Also send my regards to Mr. Tony Sharbil, the founder and director of Voice of Lebanon, Melbourne.
Welcome, George. As the Media Director for Youth Against Drugs in Lebanon, you've been playing a crucial role in spreading awareness and encouraging young people to say no to drugs. Could you tell us a little about the campaign's key message and how you've engaged with the youth?
Absolutely, James. Our campaign is centered around powerful messages that resonate with young people. We firmly believe that drugs have no place in their lives.
Awesome.
And we want them to understand that making the right choice can profoundly impact their future.
Okay.
Our key messages include: don't let drugs ruin your life. Say no to them. And don't let drugs control your life. We want to emphasize that drugs not only affect the individual using them, but also the entire community and family.
Those are truly impactful messages, George. Can you elaborate on how drugs affect more than just the person using them?
Certainly. Drugs have far-reaching consequences that extend beyond the user. Families, friends, and communities suffer the ripple effects of drug abuse. We've witnessed broken families, shattered dreams, and lost potential due to drugs addiction. Our aim is to make young people aware of the broader consequences and encourage them to make choices that positively influence their lives and the lives of those around them.
That's an important perspective, George. Now, could you shed some light on your role as the Media Director for Youth Against Drugs in Lebanon? What are some of the initiatives you've undertaken to spread your message effectively?
As the Media Director, my primary responsibility is to create engaging and relatable content that resonates with our target audience.
Good.
We use various media platforms such as social media, television, radio, and community events to reach out to young people. We share inspiring stories of individuals who have overcome drugs addiction and provide educational resources and organize awareness campaigns in school and colleges. We work with the government and some other charitable organizations. Also, we have a museum related to anti-drugs all over the world items in Ahbub area. So by harnessing the power of media, we aim to capture the attention of young minds and empower them to make informed decisions.
As we commemorate the International Day Against Drugs, it's essential to highlight the activities and initiatives taking place worldwide to address this pressing issue. George, could you share with us any noteworthy events or campaigns happening today in Lebanon for Jihad, Youth Against Drugs?
Certainly, James. On this significant day, numerous organizations, communities, and individuals are coming together to raise awareness and promote a drug-free lifestyle. One particular event that stands out is the Half Full event, organized by Youth Against Drugs in collaboration with local authorities at the Grand Serai under the patronage of the President of the Council of Ministers, His Excellency Najib Mikati, to distribute the achievements and number of the Lebanese security services in confronting the scourge of drugs.
Thank you for providing those details. It's inspiring to see how individuals can actively contribute to the cause. Before we wrap up, George, I know that besides being the media director for Youth Against Drugs, you are also a film director and have produced several videos related to the topic. Could you tell us a bit about your experience in filmmaking and how it has contributed to the awareness campaign?
Certainly, James. As a film director, I've had the privilege of using the power of storytelling and visual to create impactful message that resonate with young people. Through our short videos, we aim to capture their attention, evoke emotions, and inspire them to make positive choices.
Good.
We have produced short films, documentaries, and public service announcements that highlight the harsh realities of drug addiction while also offering hope and solutions. Say no always to drugs, guys. These videos have been instrumental in engaging the youth and initiating conversations around the dangers of drug abuse.
Drugs affect more than just you.
More than just you.
You use,
You use,
you lose.
you lose. It's not a lie. Drugs will make your mama cry.
It's incredible, George, to see how you've utilized your skills as a filmmaker to make a significant impact in spreading awareness. Do you have any upcoming projects or videos in the pipeline?
We have several exciting projects lined up. One of them is a series of short films that discover the personal stories of individuals who have overcome death and turned their lives around in Australia, story to educate and highlight the life of refugees. I believe that sharing these powerful narratives can provide hope and inspiration to those who are currently struggling. My goal is to create content that is relatable and accessible to the target audience.
That sounds incredibly impactful. We commend your efforts in using your creative skills to bring about positive change. We look forward to seeing these projects come to life. So, back to Drugs Awareness Day. It's incredible to see how you're leveraging different media channels to combat drug abuse, George. Lastly, could you share a few more powerful slogans that encapsulate the essence of your videos?
Yep, sure. Here are a few more slogans we use to drive home our message. You use, you lose, highlighting the consequences of drug use, be the best you can be drug-free, encouraging young people to embrace their full potential, drugs are dead end, don't go down that road, and finally, it's not a lie, drugs will make your mama cry, emphasizing the emotional toll drug abuse takes on families.
Those slogans are both thought-provoking and inspiring. We appreciate your efforts in creating a drug-free world for our youth, George. Thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your valuable insights.
Thank you, James. It was my pleasure. Remember, together we can make a difference and ensure a brighter future for generations to come. Choose to refuse, be smart, and don't start.
Absolutely. That brings us to the end of our interview with you, George, the Media Director for Youth Against Drugs and the Film Director for myimmistory.com. We hope this discussion has shed light on the importance of saying no to drugs and the role each of us can play in creating a drug-free world. And to our listeners, remember that each one of us has the power to make a positive impact. Thank you all for tuning into the Voice of Lebanon through Triple Z's Voice for a Drug-Free World. Until next time, stay safe and make wise choices.
This is your radio, your station.
Playing the best mix of smooth, Arabic, and world music on Voice of Lebanon Melbourne on 92.3 FM.